Forgive me. I've got a great big fart bubble over my head. Oh, right. We're talking about intimacy here. This couple's intimacy. I want to tell you right off the bat, that brain fart was no mistake. I've been going through it all day. The energy is a little bit oppressive today, so we're going to try to get through all of the work that I need to get through tonight. So I'm feeling heavy. I'm feeling oppressed. I'm not quite sure if it has anything to do with, I'm not sure. Are we facing a supermoon soon? Some planetary aspect maybe in my chart is making me feel a little weighed down, almost pushed down. It's a strange kind of sensation that I'm having, but I almost feel as if I'm being, there is such a thing as gravity, but this is different. This is not gravity. This is just something very oppressive that's making me feel very weighed down. Okay, but we're going to move ahead anyway. Let's look at your reading, Libra. I'm going to tell you the cards, and then we're going to go off of the energies that the cards are giving off. We have the Empress, the Eight of Cups, the Devil, the Two of Pentacles, and Temperance. Well, immediately when I laid these out, with the Nine of Cups, the card of overabundance, the Devil card, the card of addiction, of obsession, maybe. And here with this card of walking away. Not to mention this great big cup that is sitting right here in the middle of the spiritual union card. I think someone may be dealing with some drinking issues. We're just going to call it some alcohol issues. And I really feel it's stemming from some business issues. And someone is divulging in alcohol during a time of questionable business handlings. So one person, pure and simply, is dealing with that kind of energy. A very creative person, someone who really has made their mark on the world as far as creativity goes. This person is really very in tune with their creative side. And they actually, I feel that they have great success with that ability through their creativity. But there's a behavior connected to this person in this union. And that behavior is being walked away from. And I really feel that it's the person themselves that's addicted to this, because I have a very strong indication, especially off of the spiritual union card, that this is a relationship that is going incredibly well at this time. There's a very committed energy between two people. So I think the energy is okay, but someone is dealing with some financial matters. They're juggling some financial matters. And I really feel that they're turning to alcohol, possibly, or something else. But I feel booze more than anything. But somebody is turning to that crutch in order to maintain some sense of balance. Now, the Temperance card talks all about the balance. So does the Two of Pentacles. But I get into that feeling of someone having difficulties in their business or with finances, and it's causing the Temperance to be a little bit out of whack. Someone's balance is off, especially if they're indulging in too much alcohol. Now, incredibly, I get the feeling that the person on the other side of this reading also has addictive behaviors. But that person's addictive behaviors, oh, God, thank you. That was Spirit just jerking this baton out of my hand. Because I see needles. I see needles or I see blades. Now, listen, guys, this is really a very serious subject, and I'm only going to mention it briefly because I do not want it to overwhelm this reading. For someone who is watching this, you may be dealing not only with a situation with alcohol in your life or in your surroundings, but you're also dealing with someone who either has an addiction where they use needles for injection, or they're into cutting, which means they'll take a blade or some other object and they will cut their skin. It's a sense of release for someone who cuts. So I'm just saying, if you are not aware of this and you have suspicions, someone around you is dealing with either, I hear maybe a heroin addiction, or we're talking about cutting, and someone who actually cuts. Now, I've got the Hierophant, the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Princess of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. A lot of communication, a lot of swords energy. I'm not talking about that anymore now. We're moving on with the reading. I have just thought that whoever it is that's listening or watching needs to be aware. So, the Hierophant, he talks about religion. He can talk about faith. He can talk about a contract, because these two keys are crossed. Talks about a union, a contract, but this is of a holy nature. Can't talk about a marriage. Underneath these two keys, we have these two swords. This woman is all about choosing a path. The crossroads card. It's about making a choice that is emotionally stabilizing for you. It's taking the blindfold off and seeing the truth of whatever is going on in front of you. And it's not always a bad truth. It's just revealing whatever is the truth in front of you so that you can find your direction. The Ace of Swords is the brand new beginning. It's a new way of thinking, a new way of feeling. It brings clarity. It opens up the lines between you and another person. So if you're dealing with someone that's having issues with alcohol or drugs, the truth is there. The truth is revealed, and the truth shall set you free with the Ace of Wands, because there's always a motion for movement with the Ace of Swords. The two follows up with that decision so that you can make the movement forward, because you've got, 9 more swords to get through before you can reach the 10. Now you've reached the 9 here. We don't have the 10 yet. But this says that during this time, whoever is dealing with the situation may not only go through one ace, maybe not, or one sword, not even 2 swords. They're going to go through 9 swords, which means during this time period, the progression should go pretty quickly. but it's going to be excruciatingly painful for whoever is dealing with this situation. Now, someone is turning to alcohol because of the disappointment, because of the sleepless nights that someone is going through. This is a dedicated couple, but both partners are dealing with a situation of their own that is causing imbalance, not only separately, but as a couple. But this person here, they are looking at the situation where the love relationship is concerned. This may be a person in the situation who is focusing on the actual love that this couple has for one another. And it's going to create some anxiety for that person, but I think both people are dealing with their own piece of anxiety in the situation. Now let's take a look at the past and the present with this couple. In the past, one person brought the 9 of Cups. Now again, this situation with the liquor may have been going on for a while. This doesn't always talk about an abundance of love, which it can. It can talk about abundance of all kinds, especially of the liquid variety. Vino can cause a whole heck of a lot of difficulty if you can't get control of it. So what Spirit is saying is this really, for me, the 9 of Cups, is really talking about someone's overindulgent in the grape. Okay. Now, in the past, the other person has brought the 10 of Wands, a lot of baggage. So both of these people have dealt with situations for a long period of time. You have two people, both with issues, both dealing with them probably the best that they can, and still attempting to maintain some sort of relationship as a couple. Now, we've got coming in the future, the 6 of Wands and the Sun. So what I see here are two people pulling themselves together, putting it together to save the couple. And with the crowning card together, they're looking to maintain the stability of the household. So there is consideration over what is going on in each separate person's life, and what they bring together is a need to put away the things that have been difficult. Walk away from it. Put it away. Put that burden away so that you can walk towards better days. So I do think that what crowns you as the Princess of Pentacles is both people making those plans to produce a firmer foundation for one another. Okay, next situation we want to talk about are the roadblocks. Like I said, we've got someone who is possibly has maybe lost a job, or maybe losing part of their fortune, or maybe all of their fortune. This could be speaking to a very wealthy person who has maybe not only lost a job, but lost a fortune. And they're having these terribly regretful times with Il Vedovo, next to conversazione. This is meetings, conversations around the loss of a fortune. So for somebody, there may be very serious financial loss here in the picture coming up at this time. Okay, Virgo, let's move on to the next roadblock. Melancholia, the Belvedere, and La Lettera. So here we go. We've got written word, you know, those official letters, those official contracts that maybe we're anticipating at this time in order to bring about the things that we had spent a lot of time considering and trying to manifest and bring into our world. So we're waiting for the written word to come in, possibly around these losses. Now, the last roadblock we have, La Vecchia Signora, the Amore, and the precious gift, or the presente di piacere prezione. So, we've got a gift that's connected to love. But it's next to this old woman that brings change. Now, she can talk about waiting an extremely long time for this gift of love to come forward. So I'm not quite sure what exactly this gift is that we've waited such a long time for that's connected to love. But it's a roadblock. Maybe the gift is that these two people let go of their addictions or their the things that they rely on to carry them through, and to bring about a better day, which is what we're asking for here in the sun. These are two people, I think, honestly, maybe desperately trying to correct the things that they've done wrong, whether it's addiction or not, but to correct the things, the directions that they have made mistakes, correct those things and come back to one common place where there's happiness and a sense of well-being between the two of you. Now, let's talk about the guidance. We have the Truth card in the John Holland Psychic Tarot. Here's the Truth card. This is the Judgment card. This is the decision to come back to life. So all of this other shit that's been going on between these two people, together and separately, there's a moment of justice, or of judgment rather. And along with judgment, we also need, well, it is the card of truth. But we also need the perseverance and the hard work to bring ourselves back to the point, back to the land of the living. Because this kind of energy can be in a very, very desperate place. So if this is you and this is you as a couple, please get help. I'm just asking you, please get help. There is a spiritual union here between these two people. And I think that's why they hang on the way that they do. I think that's why these two people are still together, is because of some weird-ass spiritual bond that they have between them. Now, in the last position in guidance, we have the Solitude card, or I think this is the Hermit. I'm going to say that this card is here because in order to come to the judgment, there needs to be reflection. and there needs to be healing and solitude. She's holding the Torah. So she is reading words that heal. She is reading from a book that brings spiritual healing through words of love. And so there's a need to reflect. And even in a state of solitude, especially in a state of solitude, there has to be reflection. There has to be a visualization of the truth to bring back this spiritual union. So, Spirit is asking, in order to get around these roadblocks, if you want to change the Spirit is asking you to not only go within and see your own flaws and see the truth for what it is, but commit to coming up out of that very dark place to live, because you have a great spiritual union here in front of you if you're wanting to accept it.